Music means passion. It's an art that I like to follow, and I keep finding some inspirations out there in the real world. Yeah, I can share my experience to others who want to learn as well music, or they feel interested into it.
I started doing band when I was in like fifth grade, and since then it's helped me build a lot of really good relationships and met a lot of new people.
For me, it's a place where I can express myself in a different way because during school, with all like the academic like rigor of all my classes that stress me out, I feel like coming to chorus class is like a place where I can, relieve my stress, where I can take a chill pill, where I can relax and I can be comfortable in a place. Because I feel like in the chorus class especially, it's very diverse in like languages, grades, like backgrounds and everything. So I feel like it's just a place for me to like feel comfortable in my skin. And I feel like it's the class I'm the most comfortable in. So yeah, it's like my solitude.
What does music mean to you? For some, it serves as a form of therapy, a chance to break away from the pressures of the everyday world. For others, music serves as a necessary form of communication, providing an outlet in which to express their thoughts, desires, anxieties, and dreams. We each hold a special relationship to music, and the music department at Somerville High School has provided a space to allow each of its students to find their own relationship with the music they play. One of these teachers is Charlie McLaren. He teaches the guitar classes and jazz band at SHS, and I sat down with him to find out what music means to him. So, how'd you get started?
Yeah, my family, my family, my older brother and sister really introduced me to a lot of music. Like, you probably had that experience too. Your older brother plays, and so in a way I feel like I had that advantage. I had that like early start, someone older than me saying like, hey, but have you checked this out?
Yeah.
And so I feel like at some point, maybe when I was in fifth or sixth grade, it just really took off and I started connecting with it on a different level, which probably a lot of people do at that age. And then, I was taking piano lessons when I was in, I think, sixth grade, and wasn't particularly into it, and was inspired by rock and roll, and also like many folks at that age in this like country, I guess. And so anyway, I got a guitar, and then, so that opened up a whole new path there. And so fortunately, I've had a lot of people in my family or in my life who have, opened the doors to so many different worlds of music.
Well, first of all, how did you get started with Somerville High?
I met Rick Saunders through Marcus Santos. I used to play with Marcus in his batucada for like 3 years or something like that. And I've known Marcus since I moved to Boston, like way back. So, and it's funny how things happen sometimes. I ran into Marcus at Berkeley after I had already known him for a few years or so. And I came around the corner and I heard this sound and I was like, oh, wow, there's somebody's jamming in there. What is that? And so I go to look and it's Marcus with his group, and he was just putting together, at that time it was called Batu Cache, I think. He's changed the name a few times and he has so many groups now, but and I was like, whoa, you guys are jamming, what's up, bro? And he was just like, yeah, you should join. And I was like, yeah. And like, I'm still thinking like I'm a guitar player or whatever, but it's just like, yeah, you should come jam with us. And I was like, yeah, maybe I will. And then like I ended up playing with them like for like, I want to say like about 3 years or something. And we did so many gigs together. It was a blast. We even traveled together. And so anyways, Marcus introduced me to Rick, and next thing I knew, I was like involved in this new program. I had no idea what to expect. Like Marcus called me on the phone, and he's really enthusiastic, fired up, and he's telling me, oh, it's gonna be awesome, bro, like the community, and there's gonna be drums and guitar, and gotta introduce you to this guy Rick. And I was kind of like, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about right now, but I will be there, bro. I'll show up, and then went over to the high school to meet Rick, and it's like the rest is history, man.
what you're talking about, your old guitar teacher, how do you feel like you can see his imprint in the way you teach? Do you feel like you're the way you teach, or the way you think about music? How much of that is influenced by your old teachers?
That's a good question. I definitely think it's there, because really it just started like, not that it wasn't, we made really good use of the time, but it was really about just the love of the music and just talking about it. And if I wanted to learn a Rolling Stones song, he would be into it, and like he had a great ear. He could just put it together pretty quickly, and then at the same time offer like this is the chord progression, or this is the the beast of burden, but offer other things at the same time and bring all these different relationships into it, whether it was theory or other musicians, or by the way, do you know who this guitar player played with before and after, and so he was really knowledgeable and came at it from all these different directions, and really came through with the love, and just enjoying it. And so it was a great way to start at that age, and it just it's amazing. Maybe some of the best things he did for me at the time were really friendly, simple gestures, like saying, hey, you want to borrow this CD? Check this out. And it just really did, like, set me on my path and changed my whole, like you're saying, you're only exposed to, what was I doing? I was watching MTV. YouTube didn't exist. That was like maybe 2 years before Napster, shook everyone up. And so he really, that was like huge for me, the exposure, man.
I was talking to one of the orchestra teachers who does El Sistema. He was just hanging out at the high school, and I was talking to him about, why do you teach? And I was asking him just what brought him to this profession. He just said his favorite part was finding new ways to tackle every situation. Even if he's teaching the same music, he can teach it in a different way and approach it a different way, and kind of turn each piece of music into a puzzle. Like what do you like about teaching?
That's beautiful. Yeah, the communication, finding different ways to communicate, because it's amazing to see any semester in one classroom, especially I feel like maybe in every group, but I feel like with the guitar players in particular, some individuals are coming to it with a lot of experience. Even at 14 years, their family plays music, they've been taking private lessons, and then others are coming very fresh and don't have a guitar at home and haven't really played before. So finding those different ways to communicate and bridge the gap with all those different experiences, or different experiences, different cultures.
Mr. McLaren is just one of many Somerville High School teachers looking to build communication through music. As a Somerville High School music student, I've seen the effects these teachers have had on the lives of countless students. The drive at SHS to connect with students in need and provide them a voice is the strongest at any music program in the country.
And there's an interview with the founder of the El Sistema, Abreu, I think is his name, Jose Abreu, I want to say. And he says something like, way worse than the poverty that kind of created El Sistema, or created the need for something like El Sistema, is not the lack of food or money, but the feeling of being a nobody.